Good afternoon, guys. Still not on the Jeep. Let me show y'all something. You see this cabinet? It's new from Harbor Freight. It's a test your marriage. It's a Chinese test your marriage puzzle is what it is. Because you can't do it by yourself, and your wife's going to have to help you if your buddies ain't around. But she did come up with these little handles because the damn thing didn't come with no handles. But for, you know, I think it was $49. Conveniently angled shelves where the shit falls out on you when you open it. See how it goes up at the back? But it'll serve its purpose. It's a little cheap little cabinet. It's a lot cheaper than them bad boys, but you do have to put it together. Also, I've noticed at Harbor Freight, you know, something's changing there. They've actually got, like, I mean, I don't know if y'all have ever noticed this, but I've never noticed it. Made in USA. And they've got like all different brand tools in there now. They got like a new brand in there that looks almost like Milwaukee stuff, but it's not. It's made Braun or something is the name of it. But I went there today and we had to get a blade before we could do much. And I got those cabinets and we put them up today. Bought this little wood box to put, you know, I'm going to have all the stuff, you know, little center drills and deburrs and stuff like that, and all the stuff you need to do this with this lathe. This box is kind of chintzy like everything else they sell, but for what I need it for, it'll work. I mean, I don't have anything soft because these tool bits and stuff, or the tips are tough for cutting metal, but you can't bang them on anything or they'll break and chip like glass. And I want to make sure that all that stuff stays protected. I've got some more tools coming for the lathe where we can do the throttle body deal. I know I hadn't made a very good video in a while, but it takes a lot of time. I doubled up the insulation on the roof is what I ended up doing. It's still hot as hell in here though, but I'm trying to run just that AC. I don't want to run my electric bill up to $300 a month, $400 a month just for the damn shop because of it being hot in here. So I'm gonna have to get to a point where, you know, good enough's good enough. Jennifer come up with this idea, which I don't like, but you know, it works. But it's just, you know, I'm redneck enough as it is, not having a curtain at the end of my building. But it does work. This is how it's going to be. We wanted to test this before I bought the clear, is what we're doing. Those clear wrap things I was talking about putting up in here, those things are expensive as all get out, man. It's like, for the good ones, it's like $380 a roll. And I'll need a whole roll to do this. Now I did find some on eBay for like 80 bucks. But we're going to try this redneck, you know, curtain for now, and it does work now. It gets really cold over here now, but I did double up the insulation on the roof, and I'm probably going to end up doubling up the insulation on the walls, but I got to get where I can quit because I need to do stuff to the Jeep, and I can't make videos and do this at the same time and work on the Jeep. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the intake where I can show you all this. Damn, I'm getting lost in here now. Where'd it go? There it is. Alright, to do that throttle body here, we got, I think it's 4 inches. I already measured it one time. 4 inches corner to corner. Some stock we'll need. Now I found this piece. This is an old load wheel from work, and I had to burn the old poly off of it, so I'm going to clean all this rust off of it. But 4 inches ought to be pretty good. That's 4 inches right where my thumb's at. So it should bolt up out there high good. And we can register it from the inside with a piece sticking out to set it on there. And once we get it drilled out with some studs on it, we won't have to do that anymore. But we'll put it on there and turn this down It's just not, it's cast steel. So I'm going to turn this down to probably about 3/4 of an inch thick back here, and then we'll turn it, chuck it up this way, turn this side down, and get it ready for the throttle body. But I got to clean that up. I just want to let you guys know I'm still at it with this shop. I know it don't look like I did much, but it takes a lot of time to get this stuff done. But I'm gonna try out this saw blade. I've been through so many saw blades. I bought them from different places, and I happened to be over there in Harbor Freight, and I seen this blade that they sell now. I don't know where it's made. It says made in the USA. So Indiana. Hell yeah. That ought to be a good one. Anyway, I just want to make a video, show you all the progress. We got the cabinet up today. I double insulated the roof. I got all the mess cleaned up outside. That's there temporary to see if it's going to really help to have those curtains hanging there, the clear see-through PVC stuff. And it will make a difference, so we're going to end up doing that. And I closed that in up there to kind of keep the cool back in here. And Jennifer was wanting just to get a split system to go out here on this thing, but I don't want to do all that. I don't want to have to wire it all up and spend the money on it, because there's stuff I want to do to the Jeep, and those things ain't cheap. But it's coming to an end. Maybe by the end of the week I'll be done with it, done in here, and have everything like I want it for now. Also bought that little mat deal from Harbor Freight. It's okay. It's kind of like everything else, they're cheap. But the little box I like. And I had a coupon, so I got it pretty cheap. You can see it holds your tool bits and stuff, and it's soft and padded wood, so it don't scratch them all up. You can't just throw stuff like this in a toolbox. And I have some of you guys was asking me, maybe I can show y'all how to run a lathe. Well, I've run a lathe, an old job I used to have, you know, doing stupid stuff, making pins, and I worked for a company one time that they were too cheap to buy load wheels for forklifts. They wear out all the time. The axle that goes through there, they was too cheap to buy them axles, so they had us make the axles. That's the only experience I got with a lathe. Now, from building engines and over the years and working at the motor shop, yeah, I did a lot of miking and measuring. I know how to do that. But as far as teaching you how to do it, nah, I couldn't really teach you how to do it. I mean, if you want to learn how to run a lathe, there's channels online. A-Bomb 79 is one. Keith Finner is another one. Watch those guys if it's something you want to learn. But I'm gonna warn you, once you start watching their videos and you see how some of the cool stuff they do, you'll have one of these sitting in your garage, because it's really cool. Now, it ain't that I don't know nothing about a lathe. I mean, I can put something on there and turn it down, and you know, make pins, and I've made a bunch of pins over the years, and cut armatures. I've cut down some armatures, the com bars and stuff, and undercut them. I used to do that on lathe at work too. But as far as making precision parts, like, you know, whatever, tooling and stuff, nah, I'm not that good at it. But that's why I got it. You know, I didn't know how to play guitar 8 years ago, and I bought a guitar, and I learned guitar watching Marty on YouTube. All I watch is YouTube. So you can learn anything you want to learn on YouTube. It is awesome. And you know, y'all watch me tear my Jeep up, and maybe show you some things on how to fix it, except here lately because I haven't been doing it. But yeah, what I'm saying is, if you want to learn how to run a lathe, watch A-Bomb 79 on YouTube, Keith Finner on YouTube, Mr. Pete 222 on YouTube. He's an old shop teacher. He's very knowledgeable at running the lathe and doing all kinds of operations, showing how to thread and tap and I did do some threading on here the other night. I didn't make a video on it because I didn't think y'all really like to watch it, but I made some Acme threads like this. I threaded a shaft and made Acme threads on it just to see if I could do it. And the lathe took me, it looks like it's clean, but all day yesterday I cleaned this thing. It had shit in it. You wouldn't believe the filth in it from the factory. I had to take all this apart, and behind there in the gears, there's gears all in there. It was like they were sit down in dirt and then put up in there. The same thing with this back here. And Grizzly makes good lathes. I just don't know where this thing went before it came here, because it had filth, dirt all in it. Inside the cross slide, down in the V-ways and stuff, it was full of black, nasty, like grit, dirt, and you can't have that. It'll just wear it right out. I didn't take the bed off of it. I mean I took the cross slide off. I didn't take none of this off. The cross slide, I didn't take none of this off and clean under there. I just kept washing it out with oil. I must have used 2 or 3 quarts of oil, running it back and forth and pumping it down through these to get all the black stuff out of there. But that's what I did yesterday. I didn't even really get to work on the shop because I started cleaning on this thing and it was ridiculous. I went through about 6 cans of brake cleaner and about 3 quarts of oil to get it all washed out. Inside these oil ports, that one there wouldn't even take oil because there was so much crap in there. I had to clean all that out, and I got them both running clean now. But it's something you got to do on something like this, because if you don't, it'll be junk, and you know, I can't afford to buy another one of these things, so I'm gonna take care of it. I'm gonna change the oil in it pretty soon. I put about 2 hours on it. I ran it in every single gear for 15 minutes. All three of them, all these gears, every one of those for 15 minutes. I went through all the gear change, and before I cleaned it up, it didn't want to change threading gears here. It didn't want to change that, your feed speeds and stuff. It didn't want to move. It was like sticky. So that's why I took it off and looked, and I found all that filth in there. I cleaned all that out and lubed it back up, and it's doing good now. It shifts real good. Even the belt had funk all over it down here. There's 2 belts. There's 2 belts. The motor's down in here, 2 horsepower motor, and the belts come up to a gear right here, and both of those was even nasty. And inside the chucks, both the chucks, I had to take both the chucks apart. They were nasty, the 4-jaw and the 3-jaw. And I took it out and made sure that taper was clean inside there. And it was, so that was good. And this seemed to be pretty clean too, but the rest of it was filthy. But that's what I did all day yesterday. I didn't make a video on it because, you know, there's a very few y'all that even give a crap about this. But hey, there's like 700-800 of y'all that watch it, so I guess I shouldn't say that, you know. But maybe this week I'll start making a video and chucking this thing up and getting it ready for the throttle body. And if y'all want me to make a video on turning this down and drilling it out and mounting the throttle body on there, we could do that. I know the basic operations on how to do stuff like that, you know, like putting that throttle body on there and getting it centered and boring it and all that stuff. I've did a few things like that. But if you watch Keith Fenner and you watch A-Bomb 79, you'll see somebody who can run a lathe. And if you want to learn how to do it, that's who you need to be watching. When I had my neck surgery, I was in bed for 2 months. I couldn't get out of bed. Couldn't really get up and do anything. I laid in bed and watched all of Keith Fenner's videos and all of A-Bomb 79 videos. And they taught me a lot on this, more than I knew already, you know. But anyway, guys, I'm going to get out of this mess. I'm tired of looking at it. We're going to have to move that out of the way and throw that 4.0 outside. There ain't no other good use for it. It's a boat anchor. And get that motor out of my way and get it down there. So y'all take it easy and we'll holler at you later, man. Alright, bye.